Yo, what is going on, team? Welcome to this week's weekly market breakdown for March 16th through the 21st. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hope you guys are ready for the new trading week. Gonna give everybody 4 minutes to join. We'll start at exactly 12:15. Again, this is the weekly market breakdown. This is the session where we go over every single time frame and every single pair that we trade throughout the week. We're going to be going over the daily time frame, update our daily highs if we need to. We'll go over the 4-hour time frame, update our 4-hour highs and 4-hour lows if we need to. We're gonna update our continuations in the 4-hour time frame as well, right? If we have 2 weeks of rise, 2 weeks of drop, we already know we're looking for a third week. Again, going with the trend. And then we'll go to the 30-minute time frame, do the same thing, look for any continuations, 2 days of drop, 2 days of rise, looking for a third day, and we'll update our 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows if we need to. Any questions, guys, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we're just going to go over the ones that we look at. Those are going to be the ones with the red file, the red folder, the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off all the way down with USOIL. We will be going in order from the top to the bottom. And again, if you guys have any questions about any pairs that's not on our list, just let me know and we'll do those at the end of the stream. Any questions, anything you guys don't understand, if you need me to slow down, if you need me to explain something else and give you guys examples, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to do that. Again, just gonna give everybody till 12:15. Just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Already posted the link on Twitter, posted the link on Discord. We'll have our Discord chat up and running as well, so if you guys have any questions in the Discord and you guys are watching, just let me know. Just got a crazy message on fucking Instagram. Yeah, these Instagram bots are crazy. Want to wait till we get a few people in here before I start, but I don't want to wait too long, man. I don't want to have to just sit here for the first 10 minutes of the stream, you know what I mean? Seems they not locked in. Kendall, yeah, Kendall's not locked, man. I even texted him again. I was like, yo, you good? He ain't reply, man. It's all good. Nah, I know he'll watch the recording. I know he'll watch the recording when he can, so I'm not worried about Kendall, but everybody else should fucking be here. Especially the new people who who joined into our stream this week. I had a lot of messages this week. Yo, what time's the sessions? Yo, can we do this? Yo, can you teach me? Hey man, we do these sessions every single day, man. If you don't show up, that's how I decide who does the one-on-one sessions and who doesn't. I don't just do one-on-one sessions with everybody. If you don't show up to these sessions, if you don't start putting in the work before we do a one-on-one session, then there's no point in doing it, because you will not get your hand held in this process of trading. If you don't deserve to have a one-on-one session, you're not going to get one. It's that simple. Right? There's going to be obviously beginner traders who know nothing about trading, not even where to look at charts. I can give you the resources. I'll send you the links. I'll tell you what it is, what you got to do. But when it comes to getting your education, no one's going to force you to do an education. No one's going to force you to go to school. Nobody's going to force you to graduate. Nobody's going to force you to do homework. If you show me that you don't really want to do this and this was just, we could start off this stream, and after I say this, I'm going to start the stream. But, you guys have heard me say this before. I don't say it often, but, we're human. We all have the same emotions. We all go through the same fucking thing, just in a different way. But we all feel, right? So if you're somebody who all of a sudden you woke up with motivation and now you're going to find resources out all in that one day, how about the next day when you wake up and you no longer have that motivation, right? Do you live your life fiending for that feeling of being motivated, or are you disciplined enough that even on the days where you're not motivated, you're still going to put in the work, right? If you're somebody who messages me thinking about you wanting to start trading, and you see it in the messages, right? When you're excited, the way you type, the messages you type, the questions you ask, you seem motivated, right? But if that's all it is, if you only woke up today because you felt motivated, not because you're disciplined enough to get up and go do some work, then I already know I'm not going to do a one-on-one session with you. I already know I'm only going to see your name once, I'm going to forget about you, and I'll never see you again, right? So just a little piece of advice, something to think about, right? The things that you do you do them because you're motivated, or do you do it because you're disciplined? Because again, we could all sit here and have a different answer, but it all boils down to the same answer at the end of the day. How long does motivation last for? Motivation doesn't last for a lifetime. Motivation doesn't even last more than a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, right? After that motivation dies down, after that fire gets lit out, do you continue to live life because you're motivated, or do you continue to live life because you're disciplined enough to put in the work? And that's my little one-on-one session for everybody in here listening, man. I hope that resonates with some of you guys. Just went another year went another year around the world. So, just a little wiser, just that's what happens when you get older. You get a little wiser, you share a little bit of your knowledge, your experience. And that's all I've been doing today, man. I just spent fucking 3 hours being a motivational speaker for two different people in two completely different industries, but end of the day, the conversations are the same. And I always spoke about with Mike, right, with Mr. Michael in the chat. Always spoke to him. He's pretty much in my discords every day, and he hears me talking. But every time I talk, it's hold on, let me know. Mike is always there when I'm talking to people in our industry and trading. So for him, it was maybe like, yo, he just says the same thing to traders. But he was finally in a call with somebody outside of the trading industry, and he realized that it's the same conversation, the same analogies, the same type of mindset that you have to have across the board, right? So it's pretty much it. I'll give everybody another couple minutes. Any questions, anything you guys want to, any inputs you guys want to put in the chat. I'll give everybody a few more minutes here. I'll give them till 12:23. I'll give everybody 3 minutes. Well, 12:24. And then we'll get started. I just don't want to start and then have everybody join in halfway. But it is what it is at this point. I'll give everybody a few more minutes to join. Gotta put in the time. That's all it is, man. Gotta put in the time, and it's not about being motivated. It's about being disciplined. You set goals up for yourself, read those goals out to yourself every single day. That's your goal. Nothing's gonna stop you from maintaining those goals and achieving those goals. The only person that's gonna stop you from doing that is yourself. So, you know, I did wake up a little bit wiser today. I feel it in my head. I have another year ahead of me. Fuck, man. I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. But as a close friend said to me yesterday, "You're not getting old, man. You're getting wiser." Like, all right, thanks for that. But what's good, Mr. Wade? I don't think I said hi to you. My bad. I just seen the chat. Mr. Wade in the chat. He's in the building. Yeah, man. Everybody woke up on the Lord's Day praying that things change, but nobody's in here, so seems like your prayers were not answered yet. But they will be, maybe one day. Keep praying. Keep meditating. Keep on giving yourself words of affirmation, man. One day you'll wake up. One day you'll wake up and you'll see that this was all a dream. Ah, man. It's a different life, Michael. It's a different life, man. Different mindset. I'm gonna pray, please God. Do my math homework. It's due tomorrow. Please, I'm gonna go to sleep, but please do my math homework for me. I want to see it done before I wake up. Please. Higher power, please change my life. The higher power, please change my life. I'm gonna go to sleep though. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna be a millionaire. Please change it for me. You know, it's all good. It'll change one day, I promise. May not be tomorrow, might not be next week, may not be next month, may not be in the next 10 years, but one day you'll wake up and you'll see that you'll have to put in the work, and then that's when your prayers will be answered. When you start putting in the work. When you start putting in the fucking work, man. Yeah. Miss Vanessa in the building, the Jean Pocket herself, the one and only. Oh, God is definitely real, bro. I never said it's not real. What's not real is the mentality that I just put in, bro. Everybody's happy when their prayers and their words of affirmation start coming to life. But again, the common theme is that it will not come true if you don't put in the time. There's nothing wrong with believing. There's nothing wrong with having faith. But again, if you don't put in the time, God is not going to come down and do your homework for you. He's not going to come down and open your door and present you with a briefcase of $1 million and a lifetime of freedom. He's not going to. Some people need it as motivation, and that's okay. If you need something for you to start putting in the work, then by all means. Yo, if you believe in the ants have superpowers, and that's what you need to believe to buy an ant farm and keep it in your room because it keeps good energy in the house, for you to start putting in the work, then yo, by all means, go buy a fucking ant farm. You know what I mean? But the ants aren't gonna come to life and give you $1 million. It doesn't work that way. Unless you put in the work. Unless you put in the work. Unless you wake up one day and start saying, yo, fuck all this. I'm gonna put in the work. That's the only difference. That's all I've been saying for the last. You heard. I've been speaking on this shit every single day because I know everybody's a believer. 99% of people are believers and have faith, and that's okay. But the one thing that people won't tell you in that space is it's not only prayer that you gotta do. You gotta start putting in the fucking work. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm a truther. I don't lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, all you gotta do is meditate and start drinking water and going to the gym. No, man. You gotta start putting in the fucking work. You go to the gym, cool, you go to the gym, but you're just because you walked into the gym doesn't mean you're gonna walk out of there looking like Arnold. You gotta start lifting weights. You gotta start putting in the work. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've always said. Again, I'm a believer. I'm a believer. 100%. If you're a good person, I'm a believer of that. But I'm not a believer of the delusion that just because you started praying yesterday and finally you started praying that shit's gonna change. No, man. You gotta put in the work, regardless. Because again, we see how many bad people are successful. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do whether you're a believer or not. You could be the worst person on earth and still be successful and still have everything that other people pray they have. The difference is that that horrible ass human being put in the work. You know, I'm not gonna drop names because I'm gonna sound crazy, Mike, like I said earlier. But it is what it is. Like you guys could already put two and two together, man. We're humans with brains. Has nothing to do with praying, has nothing to do with getting on your knees and fucking please, I beg, right? It's the same thing as traders. What do traders do when they're in drawdown? Please, go back up to profit, please, I beg. Like, dude, it doesn't work that way. You start putting in the fucking work. You better start putting in the fucking work. That's all I've been saying for the last couple years, man. Has nothing to do with anything else other than that. Please, God, it'll be different this time. I swear. Fucking next day, back on your bullshit. Not showing up to class, not doing homeworks, not putting in the time. But I promise you, you're on your couch right now watching TV, watching Netflix. 12:30, it's time for brunch. I deserve it because I had such a bad week. I deserve brunch. I deserve an outing with my friends. I want to go out. Or you're hungover because it's Saturday yesterday and you deserve a night out. Alright. Shit, it was my birthday yesterday. I got home at 12 a.m. I'm still up at 6 in the morning putting in the work. Did two one-on-one sessions, played Call of Duty, and now I'm playing the real game. Now I'm back on the charts. I didn't drink yesterday, didn't do shit. Because I already know I got responsibilities. Gotta put in the work. But it's okay. Some people would be like, oh man, another year around the globe. Let me get drunk now. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow. Alright. Good for you. You know who didn't wake up hungover today? Me. I didn't. I chill. I'll get right till 12:30. I'm done giving people time, man. If people want to join, they'll join. If not, those people will watch the recording, maybe not. And then we'll get ready for tomorrow's trading session, man. That's all we can do. It's a repetitive cycle. It's the same thing, man. Some of us choose what cycle we want to live. We could either choose the cycle of being financially free, or we choose the cycle of keep giving financial freedom to other people because we're working for them. So that's just the hard truth, man. It's the hard truth. A lot of people are gonna watch the recording and be so fucking upset at me. I can't believe you were talking about God. You can't fucking imagine what people have messaged me every time I bring that shit up. That's why I keep bringing it up, man. It's rage bait at this point. We still on for later? Yep. Just let me know whenever you're ready. I'll pretty much be ready right after the session. If you want to do it after the session, or if you want to take a break, and then just let me know whatever time you're good for. But I'll be here all day. The two sessions that I had this morning were the only ones for today, so I'm pretty much free for the rest of the day. My urgent care need drops for an ear infection. I'll text when I start the setup. Alright, bet, no problem. Hope that shit gets figured out, man. Those ear infections are not fun. I had one like 6 months ago. Fucking ear was ringing for like 2 weeks. And then, yo, after those 2 weeks, yo, as soon as my ear popped, I was like, holy shit, I hear people in 4K. I wasn't hearing shit for 2 weeks. It was pretty much deaf. A few months ago, yeah, it's probably like in November, I think that's when that shit happened to me. But I hope you start feeling better, man. That shit is not fun. So yeah, just let me know whenever you're at your setup. I'll be ready right after the session, so I'll be waiting for you. Mine is self-inflicted. Love the Q-tips. Tossed them yesterday. Damn. Yo, see, I don't know. I think mine was just, yeah, no, mine was definitely not self-inflicted. I got like sick and then I just got worse and worse. But yo, I never had issues with Q-tips. Like I can't live without them, bro. I clean my ears every fucking day with Q-tips. I used to be like using two for each ear, or like not, well, one for each ear, so two Q-tips in general, in total. Um, in the recent years, I've just used one Q-tip, so like one for one side and the other side for the other side, because I have seen people start saying that Q-tips aren't good for you, but I've been using Q-tips fucking my whole life and I never had that type of issue. But that shit does scare me, but I can't, bro. I can't get out of the shower and just not clean my ears, you know what I mean? And then I've seen people, oh, just use another alternative, like use this device, but fuck that, bro. I can't. I tried using those, like supposedly like those spatula ones. I can't put shit in my ears like that. It just is not comfortable. Gotta bring out the water cleaner for my ears from now on. Gonna miss them? Nah, bro. See, like that water shit too. There's no way. Hell no. I can't. I tried using them. I promise. The reason why I went down from using two Q-tips to one Q-tip is because of that. Like I tried doing everything that was better for you and I couldn't. Like that shit was. I still felt dirty. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know, it could just be, you know, I didn't do my research, so I could just be talking out of my ass, but you know, it could be different ears, different situations. But I'll tell you right now, I can't live without those Q-tips though. I could tell you that shit for a fact. So I feel for you. I really do. But I hope the other alternatives work though, cause like I know people that don't clean their ears and they're chilling. Like they could go months without cleaning the ears, and I'm like, yo, how? My shit be itching. I could go one day without cleaning my ears, but that one day, I'm suffering. My ears are itching. I feel dirty. I'm good. I can't. I can't do that. Those demons need help, Frax. Yo, facts. That shit is true. I don't know how the fuck they do it, but props to them, I guess. But I'm not joining them. I am not joining them. Alright. Let's get this started, guys. Again, this session is not, I'm not gonna try to make it too long, but you know, for the sake of the people who, you know, couldn't make it to the live session, are gonna watch the recording, for the sake of people who want to learn how to start trading and for some reason weren't in here but are watching the recording, I want to make this make sense to everybody. But again, this is just like school, right? If you joined to class late and you just sat down and we're already halfway through a lesson and you don't ask questions and you weren't present for this, it's not going to make sense, right? So the reasons why we do these live sessions, the reason why we take our time to do this, is not for any other reason other than the fact that we know you're going to have questions, right? There's no such thing as a stupid question. You hear this all the time, especially for those who went to school or who are still in school. There is no question. There's no such thing as a bad question, as a stupid question. Everybody has questions. If something doesn't make sense, please ask questions and it'll be easier for you. Not only is it easier for you, but again, if you're nervous about asking questions, imagine how everybody else feels about asking questions. All it takes is one person to ask a question, and I promise you that one question is going to help 10 other students. That's just how it is, right? A question that you're going to be brave to ask, it could help 10 other students who weren't as brave as you. And that's okay. Sometimes they just need a little bit of time, a little bit of understanding, or sometimes all it takes is for one person to ask that question, and when that other person realizes, like, oh, I had the same question, he didn't get bullied because he asked the question. Like, we're in fucking middle school. Guys, this is real. This is difficult. This is something that's going to take time to develop. Same thing I said yesterday in the Discord messages. Same thing that we say on every single live session. This is not something that you're going to do today and then you're going to wake up tomorrow a millionaire. There's a whole bunch of people, not only in our group, but worldwide, who have been trying to trade for years and they still don't understand it. And it's not because they don't understand it. It's because unfortunately the information that was fed to them early on in their career was not the right information. Right? So we're here to try to break that curse, right? Because people believe in curses as well. And we're here to train you that this is simple. But it's not simple because there's a lot to it. Once you understand the bigger picture, everything gets easier and easier. So again, any questions before we start? I'll give you guys a minute. I'll give you guys one more minute. Ask any questions, any pairs you guys want me to look over, anything at all, let me know. If not, once this minute is over, at exactly 12:38, the chart time, then we'll start looking at the charts. Curses, yeah, man. Cause if you believe in miracles, you definitely believe in curses too. That's all in the Bible, man. It's all there. It's all one. It's all one and the same. One and the same. We gotta realize there's some things, Mike. I'm telling you, man. If you go down that rabbit hole that I told you about earlier, gonna go crazy, bro. You're gonna go crazy. Be a lot of things that you're gonna fucking start asking questions about. Why does this happen? Well, why doesn't this happen? And why does this happen to me? But I'm a better person than this person. And look at this person. Ah, man. It's all a common theme. Sometimes it's better to not have some of those questions that you have in your head. Sometimes it's better to not have those questions answered. But I can tell you one thing. The one thing you do want to ask about is STP. I could give you that formula and that shit will make you $1 million in fucking in no time. You can ask me a question about the market maker's pattern, that shit will give you money in no time. But you gotta put in the work. Alright, man, it's 12:38. I feel bad. Like, I really do want to wait for other people to join, but we had a lot of people in our chat. Yo, I can't wait for tomorrow, and we only got 2 people in here. 3 people, sorry. We'll count around. Got 3 people in here. It's crazy. Out of 15 people. Out of the 15 that were in the chat active yesterday, we have 100 and something people in the chat. Out of those 100 people, we only see the same faces every single day. And again, that's the stats right there for you guys. 90% of traders are successful. Or I'm sorry, 90% of traders are unsuccessful. And that's the reason why right there. The numbers are right in front of us every single day. Out of the 100 and something people that we have in the chat, there's only what, 4 of you guys, 5 of you guys who are actively in here every single day. There's that 90 percentile right there. The 90 percentile people that lose on trading is because of that. They don't show up when they gotta show up. So let's get started, guys. Let's start on an even number. Let's start at 12:40, bro. I'm sorry, we've already been streaming for 30 minutes and we haven't even gone over one pair. Just be waiting for people, but you know that's the reason why 90% of the time I start the streams and then I start doing my analysis right away, because I don't like waiting for people, especially waiting for people who are never gonna show up. So you guys better be here, man. If we say we're starting at 12:15, we're starting at 12:15, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna be waiting for everybody all day. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Alright, so no questions in the chat. Perfect. We'll get started. So AU, we know we're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation in the market maker's pattern, right? We're in a downtrend, looking for that third and final push to the bottom side. Right now, nothing on the daily time frame really to update. We are still making higher highs and higher lows. We still have this gap at the top of the market, still waiting to see what price wants to do, right? Does price want to give us higher highs and higher lows up until price covers our gap, right, and then start the downtrend? Or does price want to invalidate these internal higher highs and higher lows and start giving us lower lows and lower highs to go down to the previous peak low that we have to complete the downtrend and then start the uptrend pattern, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, same thing, right? We had a week of counter rise last week. This week price finished relatively close to where we opened, so we might have to update this one. I did update my 4-hour time frames this morning too with some pairs, since I was doing those one-on-one sessions. Let me go ahead and add some of these lines here so we don't have to do this every week. Again, it feels like I say that every single week, but time is flying, man. Time is flying. Give me 1 second. Let me just add 2 more lines here and then we're good. Right, so right now we have no continuations. Let's mark this up as a counter rise just because, but we will have to most likely update this when the markets open at 5 p.m. And we'll do that tomorrow morning. I'm not going to do it at 5. I'll be on the charts tomorrow morning. We'll do a live trading session and we will update our 4-hour time frame if we need to into a no net, but no continuations. And we can see that we're stuck in a zone of consolidation in the internal time frame as well. So with that being said, at this moment for AU, just kind of taking a step back, no continuations, just gonna wait to see what price wants to do in the beginning of this week, right? If price gives us a break of these highs and gives us a break of structure retest, then we know we're gonna continue that uptrend push. And again, makes sense, especially what I was talking about this entire week with AU. I don't want to take none of these trades going short. Why? Because we are still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Could this have been the higher low to continue into the higher high? Yes. So I would not take this trade going short. Could this have been the higher low to continue to the higher high? Yes. Which is why we wouldn't take these shorts here. Once we started seeing that price was rejecting highs and rejecting lows and rejecting highs and rejecting lows, this is how we know we're in a zone of consolidation. So now the only trading opportunity I have is when price breaks these lows, gives me a retest. This is where we'll enter to then continue. Once I start seeing lower lows and lower highs, that's when I'll start trading for AU. Right now we don't have none of that. Right now we're making higher highs and higher lows. Right now we're making a zone of consolidation. It looks like price wants to go back up to the highs. And again, I want to see these highs being broke. If these highs are not broken, there's no trades. So right now, just for AU, just taking a step back, no continuations. So we'll go on to the next one. EA, we're in level 3. We were in V2 in the second zone of consolidation and an uptrend. We broke above our zone of consolidation. Finally, we have a break of structure. After a break of structure, what are we looking for? We're looking for a pullback, right? At a higher high, which is where we're at right now. What are we looking for? Are we looking for price to make higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high? Or are we looking for price to make a higher low, to then make higher high, to then make higher low, to then make higher high, right? We're looking for a pullback. So at this moment for EU, we have a month of rise, which is perfect. Still nothing to update here on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the 3rd week, which was this week, price finished on a rise no net. Could we expect price to give us a 4th week variation? Again, could it happen? Yes. But once again, where are we in market structure? We're at a higher high, right? What is the probability of this 4th week push happening if we're at a higher high? The same thing with every single strategy in the rulebook in trading. At a higher high, would you take a double bottom at a higher high? At a higher high, would you take a bullish engulfing candle? At a higher high, would you take an order block, right? A bullish order block. At a higher high, would you take a bullish flag post pattern? At a higher high, would you take a bullish turtle soup entry, whatever the fuck that is, right? No. You want to look for a pullback. So once again, the probability of this 4th week push happening is very low probability. However, high variation, we're going to mark it up. We're going to put it in our Discord. We're going to put it on our watch list. But we already know that for this week on EURAUD, this entry going long is very, very low probability. And again, they're keeping it simple for us. In the 30-minute time frame, what's going on? We're in a zone of consolidation. We're still trading between the previous higher high and higher low, which is perfect. However, for me to feel comfortable taking this trade, not only do I want to see a clean break of these highs, but I want to be able to see the retest to continue into these highs up here. If price breaks the low of consolidation, I will not be trading this until price reaches our 30-minute low. And this is where we'll either see price give us an inducement of the lows and then price will continue, or this is where we'll see price break retest to continue that push to the bottom. So I'm either looking for an inducement to the low before we could continue to look for price to go up, or I'm going to be looking for the break of structure of the zone consolidation. It's that simple. Once you start putting the pieces together on every single time frame, understanding how the market is flowing, trading gets so much more simple. You could already see what's going to happen before it happens. And to use the example of gaming, you already know where people are going to rotate to. You already know the positions that people are going to go into if you put in the time and you understand why people are going to be there. Same thing. Why is the market maker doing this? It's very simple, because if you trade smart Roger concepts, you're trading a breakout trade, and they understand that you're getting into a trade going short. So what happens with that? You put your stop loss above the zone of consolidation, and then the market makers go ahead and hit you out. Hit your stop loss, hunting stop losses, and then goes right into profit. Why? Because the market makers need to win too. And how are they going to win? They're going to win by showing you strategies in the market that they know you use every single day in a trap move, in a zone of consolidation. Again, a zone of consolidation, if you guys do not have this written down, you better write this down. A zone of consolidation is used for the market makers to collect contracts, to trap traders, to induce traders to get into a trade, to hunt their stop losses, and then go into profit. That is what a zone of consolidation is. So if you wait for the zone of consolidation to break, and if you wait for price to tell you, hey, we have an exhaustion candle, the market is talking to you. Candlestick analysis is the language of the market. If you do not understand candlestick analysis, you're not going to understand trading. If you don't know the English language, if you don't know how to spell, if you don't know how to pronounce words and letters, you're not going to be able to read or speak the language. It's the same thing in the market. If you do not know how to read candlestick analysis, you will not be able to understand the market. It's that simple. You got to put in the time to understand this. So again, Euro AUD for now. Let's go to the Discord and let's put 03/17/2025 watch list. Euro AUD 4th week high variation. Perfect. Let's go on to the next pair. And again, I'm just gonna sort through these guys. If I gotta say something, I'll say it. If I don't have to say anything, then I'm just gonna go through it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If no questions, then I'm just gonna go at my pace. I'm not gonna spend 2 hours in this session. So EURCAD, we were in V1. We were in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Right before we get the second push, we were looking for the break of structure. So cool, same thing as Euro AUD. We had the break of structure. Now we're looking for a pullback. We have no continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, let's add a few lines here for our weeklies, so we know exactly what it is that we're looking for. And let's add a few lines so we don't have to do this every week. Sunday at 17, which is 5 p.m., which is when the market's open. Right, we have 2 weeks to rise, this week being the 3rd week. Price gave us a new high, and again, we're very close to being a known net as well, 13 pips away. If we gotta update this when the market's open, we'll update it, no problem at all, right? But again, very similar to EA, we're at a higher high. I would love for price to give me a higher low before we could continue to look for a trade, right? We had a little lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low, higher high. Did we get a break of structure for us to come into this trade and start looking for price to go up? No, we did not get a valid break of structure. We had the first green candle close above, but it's still touching the break of structure line, which is a testing candle. And then none of these green candles, none of these candles that closed above the line, none of them closed above the wick of the first green candle. So all of these candles here are still testing, which is why you saw price go all the way down and hit your stop loss if you got into this trade. Right? So again, understanding the language of the market is very important, which is candlestick analysis. Without candlestick analysis, you are trading blindly. Very blindly in the market. But a lot of people want to tell you that you're going to learn this in 2 weeks and be rich yesterday. Okay, buddy, okay. You guys have Duolingo on your phones? Go learn a language. Let me know how long it takes for you to learn that language. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be 2 weeks, but what do I know? I'm just an old man. Euro USD, daily time frame. We're still in V1. We're still in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Still stuck in the zone of consolidation, as you guys can see. We have a month of rise, no continuations. We still have this gap at the bottom of the market, which we are looking for price to come down and fill. Now again, the gaps, we know gaps don't have to be filled right away. It could take weeks, it could take months, it could take a few years, right? But understanding that we have that gap in the market lets us not be thrown off when price starts coming back down, right? And very similar to the other pairs, right? Price finished pretty close to where we're going to open. We're only 3-4 pips away from it. I'm gonna mark this as a second week of rise. What I'm gonna do though, I'm not gonna add my watch list for this week until the markets open at 5 p.m. That way at 5 p.m. I'll come back to the charts. I'll update the 4-hour time frame if we need to. Obviously the price is very close, so I'm pretty sure this is just gonna be a no net. And then after 5 p.m. I'll put my watch list for tomorrow and for the week pretty much. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we had 2 days of counter drop. Friday being the third day, price gave us that third day push and finished on a day of rise. But again, since it's counter, we're not going to put drop rise. This is just a day of rise. And again, we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. So I do like seeing internal structure shifting here, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a change of character, higher high. So I already know if price decides to continue the push to the top side, we need to see a break of these highs to continue that trend. Right, so Euro USD, we're done and updated. Go on to the next one. GA on the daily time frame, we are in level 3. Right, we were in the second zone of consolidation. We had the break of structure. We had the retest, higher high, higher low. Price gave us a higher high. So we know that we're trading at a higher high, looking for price to give us a higher low. This is another pair that had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, price gave us a rise drop. Could we expect price to give us that 4th week variation back to the top side? Again, it could happen, but the rules remain the same. We're at a higher high. Are we expecting price to give us higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high? Or are we expecting price to give us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low? So we already know that we're expecting a pullback. So we know that this 4th week variation that we have here at the top is low probability. However, same thing. We're going to mark this as a 4th week variation. And we're going to keep an eye on it. We have a day of rise on Thursday, and then Friday gave us a day of drop. So perfect. No continuations, but again, we're still trading between the previous higher high and higher low. So again, if price decides to come down into our 30-minute low and give us an inducement of the low and then start giving us higher highs and higher lows, this is where I'll start looking to take the trade to go back up to the top side. If price decides to give us a break, retest to then continue, then we know price is going to go back down. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. Going on to the next one. So all the trades that we've seen so far have been low probability. GCAD, we're in level 3. We were in the second zone of consolidation. We were looking for the break. We got the break. We're at a higher high. Again, very similar to the other pairs. We're at a higher high. Again, I'm going to ask the question. So you guys can see that this is just rinse and repeat, guys. This is the same thing that we saw on AUDUSD is the same thing that we're going to see on GBPJPY, which is the same thing that we're going to see on US30 and gold and Bitcoin and oil and gold and metals and everything. Commodities and corn and lettuce, whatever you want to trade, man. It's all the same cycle. The same thing, right? So, but is the inducement not the change of character? Yeah, the inducement is a change of character. That's exactly what it is. On EU, on every other pair, an inducement is a change of character. So again, let's say price comes to EU. You have higher high, higher low, higher high. If price comes down and gives us an inducement of the low, then we're looking for higher high and higher low to continue the push to the top side. If price gives you a break of structure, then you know price is going to continue that push down to the bottom. That's why I never take trades on a change of character. You always want to wait for a break of structure after the change of character, right? If you're in a zone of consolidation, and we'll draw it out so it can make sense for you. If you're in a zone of consolidation, right, and you get an inducement of the lows, which looks like this, which is a change of character, right, and then price starts giving you higher highs and higher lows, you know that you could take that trade back to the top side. If price gives you a break of structure of the high and the retest, then you know you could continue the push to the top side. If price gives you an inducement of the high and starts giving lower lows and lower high and lower lows and lower highs, then you know price is going to go back down to the bottom. So yes, Mike, a change of character is just an inducement in the market. Which pair were we on? I already forgot. I think we were on GCAD. No, we did GCAD V2, second zone of consolidation, higher high, no continuations, no continuations, 30-minute time frame. We have a day of drop. So let's go ahead and mark this up. No continuations, just waiting it out. You can see that on the 30-minute time frame, we have the change of character. Right, we have an inducement of the lows already on GCAD. Change of character. We're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low over here. Right, nothing really on the 4, nothing on the daily. Perfect. On to the next one. GJ on the daily time frame, we're in peak high territory. Right now we're still making higher highs and higher lows in the daily time frame. No continuations on the daily time frame. We can see that we're stuck in an internal 4-hour time frame zone of consolidation where prices again inducing highs, going low, inducing lows, going high, inducing highs, going low, inducing lows, going back to the top, inducing lows, going back to the top, inducing lows back to the top. So we can see now that within this 4-hour time frame, we're also in a consolidation that's here, right? So we want to be very patient with GJ, man. I'm not on course to trade GJ just yet. I don't like how this looks. We already have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, we know the market's either going to go down or move sideways. The fact that we're in this zone of consolidation as well in the 30-minute time frame, which is, let's go ahead and add some lines here as well. Sorry about that. Again, I feel like I say this every week, but like I add lines every single week, and I feel like I have to. Even though I add, you guys see how many lines I'm adding. I'm adding lines for a whole month, 2 months maybe. And I feel like I still have to add lines every single time we do this session. If we go down to the 30-minute, we can see that we're in a zone of consolidation where price has been consolidating from here to here. Price is rejecting highs, going low, rejecting lows, going high, rejecting lows, going high, rejecting, right? Just rejecting the entire time. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame. Let's go ahead and delete some of these drawings so we're not seeing this everywhere. And we have a day of rise, no continuations. We had a 372, again a 372 at a higher high. What is the probability of this working out? Very low probability. Right, so nothing on GJ. Going on to the next one. GU. We are starting our level 2 push to the top side. We were in the first zone of consolidation in an uptrend, right? V1. We were looking for the break of structure. We got the break of structure. We're looking for the pullback, right? The higher low. We got the higher low. And now we're looking for price to continue the push up to the top side. We have no continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, let's take a look real quick. Let's add a few lines again here. Sunday, 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 Sunday. Alright, we had a week of no net last week, no continuations, perfect, price is just moving sideways. And on the 30-minute time frame, let's go ahead and add our session breaks. We were in a zone of consolidation, we broke out of it, didn't give us a clean break of structure, just testing candles, and then price has just been in this little downtrend. Again, price for this at this point, we're very close to where the price opened, so this is going to be another one of those pairs that I'm going to just wait till 5 p.m. to update. But we could see that price also gave us an inducement of the lows already, right? Gave us a little change of character to the downside. So again, GU is one that's still on my watch list. I would love for price to start pushing up to the top side, but we might be looking for a pullback. And from here to here, we're trading from this high technically. 30-minute high. Let's add this to this. So we know that this is the high that we're trading, and then the 30-minute low is going to be over here. So we'll wait till 5 p.m. to update that. US30, again, I'm not really going to be breaking down US30, gold, Bitcoin, or oil on stream, so I'm gonna update it so I could keep it updated on my charts, but I'm not gonna talk about it on stream. So I'm just gonna do this real quick, see if I have any trades for this week, and then we'll go on from there. Right, so we got that. Still making lower lows and lower highs. And then on the 30-minute, still making lower lows and lower highs. Get rid of this. Let's get rid of this, get rid of this, all of this here. We finally have a day that price pushed up to the top. Okay. USDCAD. Daily time frame, we're in peak high territory, looking to see what price wants to do. We already completed our level 3 push to the top side. This is where we would want to start seeing price turn back around and start making lower lows and lower highs so we can start that downtrend push. No continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, no continuations. Let's add a few lines here as well. Give me 1 second, guys. And then on the 30-minute time frame, well, let's go back to the 4. What is this? 4th week variation. We could turn this off. Again, we're at peak high territory. So what's the probability of that 4th week being hit? Very low probability, which is what we saw this week, this past week. We have a day of drop where price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs, going against the trend. So at this point, nothing on USDCAD. USDZAR. We are in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side. We still don't have any break of structures of these highs. Price is still just rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs every single time. No continuations on the daily time frame. We could still see price going lower lows and lower highs after rejecting the highs once again. And we know that we have this gap at the bottom of the market. So we know that we want to see that price being filled before anything else. We have 2 weeks of counter drop where price has been pushing down. We have this gap at the bottom of the market, but again, what is the probability of this entry working out when price is still making lower lows and lower highs? Very low probability. So USDZAR is another pair for me this week that I'm just going to continue to update so we could keep them updated on our watch list, but I'm not really going to be trading it just yet. Let's add our session breaks. We have a day of no net, which was on Thursday, and then Friday gave us a counter drop to the bottom going against the trend. So USDZAR, that was pretty much it. How do you make your cursor to fit the candle wick? Is it a setting? What do you mean? To fit the candle wick? Like you mean if like when I'm adding my line and shit, like doing this? It's just with your keyboard. So if it's more comfortable, you could use the magnet over here, which is whenever you click it, you could just hover over the top of the wicks or the bodies and it'll just automatically connect to it, right? If you don't want to use the magnet that's there, then on your keyboard, right, let's say for example we'll just use this wick over here. On your keyboard, when you add the line, right, boom, you drop the line. When you click on the top of the line, you click it so you could move it, and then with control on your keyboard, with the control key on your keyboard, just hold it down and it'll magnet to it. So then to get this line straight, instead of pressing control, you'd want to press shift, and then it automatically puts it as a straight line. So when you click on the line and then press control, it'll be the magnet. As you can see here, you see how the magnet turns blue, right? When you press control on your keyboard, it'll magnet to the top of the wick. And then when you have the line, in order to make it a straight line, just click on the line and then press shift, or press shift on your keyboard. Yeah, what's good, Mr. Muhammad? Welcome to the stream, my brother. Birthday boy, what's good, what's good, what's good, man? I'm good. Had a great time last night, not gonna lie. Had a good time yesterday. Was very nice to be with the fam yesterday. Very, very well needed, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so daily time frame. Well, I said I'm not gonna do gold, my bad. So let's do this real quick. So daily time frame, 4-hour time frame. We have 1-2, looking for the third push. Perfect. Our 4-hour highs and 4-hour lows are good, still making higher highs and higher lows. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down, and we move sideways. It's doing exactly what price needs to do. Bitcoin and oil. You got the trading view buttons unlocked. Dude, I'm telling you, like, at first I didn't like trading view at all. I hated this shit. I was like, nah, bro, I want to go back to MetaTrader, right, to FX Glory. But you know, don't really have a choice, so I was kind of locked in on having to learn how to use trading view, and it's just, again, it's just how many hours do I have on the charts, so I kind of had to learn everything. It was a process, but you know, being able to use this as easily, it is a nice platform. You could do a lot of things here. The way you can move your charts, right? Like, you don't have this type of freedom on MetaTrader. You can't do this on MetaTrader, on FX Glory, right? You can't use the tools like this. Like, in order for you to use a tool on FX Glory, you had to literally do this, like fucking sit there for an extra minute trying to get this to be a straight line, and you see how difficult it is here. Like, there you go, and then you put it right. So the fact that we have these extra tools and these things on our keyboards and the flexibility to do all of this and add our lines, like, it just makes trading so much more simple. It makes the process a lot easier. And again, I've been trying really, really hard to, I'm sorry, hold on, give me guys 1 second. Where am I? So then these lows broke. Okay. I've been trying very hard to get in contact with somebody from TradingView so they could update their 4-hour time frame, so we don't have to put in our session breaks by ourselves manually. So they could fix it and put the actual session breaks where they have to be, but the time went forward. Yeah, so now it's Saturday at 20, which is 8 p.m. Okay. Let me add a few lines here. But they haven't hit me back up, man. They're the hardest people to get in contact with when it comes to adding shit to the chart and making updates, but it's all good. They'll come around. I'm gonna keep sending those emails and see if they'll ever hit me up, but I doubt it. Why'd I update that on the 4-hour? You see what I mean? Like, human error. Why'd I just update the 30-minute low on the 4-hour time frame? That's not what I wanted to do. So you gotta focus sometimes. So on the 30-minute, we're trading between this low here and this low. We had a rise, drop, had a variation, gave us a 4-day push. After 4-day push, we're looking for price to no net or go down. We ended up no netting. And then price came down after the zone of consolidation, and price came up, gave us a little type 3 pattern. Could we expect price to go back down now? You know, I don't know a lot about the markets, but what I do know is that this looks like a little type 3 pattern, multi-session type 3 pattern. But I don't know anything about the markets, man. I'm just clueless as you. A type 3 pattern. Once again, oh, what's a type 3 pattern? Do I go down into details with it? Probably. I'll do it just for you guys. A type 3 pattern. What is a type 3 pattern? A type 3 pattern is when price consolidates, gives you a break, comes back 50% of the zone of consolidation, and then goes back down. Or vice versa. That's for the downtrends. For the uptrend is the same thing. When price consolidates, breaks up, comes back 50% of the zone of consolidation, and then goes back up to the top side. Price consolidated, broke below our zone of consolidation, came back 50% of the zone of consolidation, hit everybody stops, right? Stop hunting. Stop punt high, hit the Mayo and go down. Word to Steve Morrow, man. Word to Steve fucking Morrow. So there you go. That is what a type 3 pattern looks like. Could we expect price to continue to go down on Bitcoin? Sure, it could happen. But again, that's going counter trend. We're still technically on an uptrend for Bitcoin. Right? Technically speaking, we're still trading higher high, higher low, and higher high. So I do not want to take any of these trades going counter just yet. Before I take a trade going short on Bitcoin, I need to see a higher time frame change of character, break of structure. If not, then all of this would be invalidated anyway. So that is the reason why I wouldn't take this trade. Could still be an invalid type 3 pattern since we're still making higher highs and higher lows. And then last but not least, oil. We're in A1. We're in the first zone of consolidation in a downtrend. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation in a downtrend. Once again, not the best spot to look for a trade. We have a month of drop, no continuations just yet. On the 4-hour time frame, let's add a few lines here. This is 1800 on Sunday, but I believe they changed this to same thing. Okay. Let's just add a few lines here so I don't have to do this every time I do the session. We had a week of drop, then last week price gave us a week of no net, so no continuations. And on the 30-minute time frame, no continuations yet. We're still making lower lows and lower highs, but we can see that price is consolidating, right? Rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, going back down to the bottom. Right, so the fact that price is still just uncertain as to where it wants to go and what it wants to do, still not going to be trading oil. So that's pretty much it for today's session, for this week's session, guys. If any questions, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Again, the watch list, I'm going to update it at 5 p.m. when the market opens, so then that way we have a more clear understanding of the 4-hour time frame when the candles start opening. Some trades, or there's some pairs in the 4 hours that look crystal clean. Right now there's some pairs that are very close to where the week started last week, so it could still just be a no net. So again, instead of sending the watch list now after the session, I'm just gonna wait till 5 p.m. 5:30 when that candle closes, that 30-minute candle closes. Then I'll start adding my I'll put my watch list on the Discord by 5:30, 6 p.m. tonight. But any questions, guys, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, that's pretty much it for today, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session from 6 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Any questions at all, man? Anything, any advice that you guys might need, let me know. Give you guys a minute before I turn the stream off. Good session today, was pretty quick. Again, there's not really too much in the market, so it was only like a 30-minute session, to be honest. The first 30 minutes was us talking a lot of shit. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the likes. No questions in the chat. No other pairs you guys want me to talk about and go over? Alright, no problem. Thank you, cheers. No problem, Mr. Wade. Have a good rest of your weekend, my brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Nothing else in the chat. Alright, guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Peace out.